You're a pro at running your life, at committing to your workout, at showing up every day. At Bombas, we're pros too. Pros at making socks. Our sport assortment has specialized socks for whatever sport you're committed to. Running, hiking, golf, Pilates, and so much more. Made with sweat-wicking yarns, blister-fighting details, and targeted arch support. Bombas Sport is pro-level socks from the pros of socks. For another pro, you. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code audio for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com and use code audio.
Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of the Smart 7 in association with Metro is supported by our friends at IG. Now, if you're someone who juggles money across multiple accounts, an ISA here, a GIA there, maybe a trading account you set up on the side, you'll know how frustrating managing it all can feel. Well, IG's just launched a brand new app that fixes exactly that. With IG's unified wallet, you can fund across all your accounts from one place, see your total portfolio at a glance, and move between investing, trading, and more, all without the hassle of logging into multiple accounts. One app, every product. And on top of that, IG charges no annual fees and zero commission on stock, shares and ETFs, so more of your money stays invested rather than being chipped away at by the platform that's supposed to be helping it grow. IG's the investment platform that backs you. Download the app and get started. IG Trade. Invest. Progress. Your capital's at risk. Other fees may apply. On today's Smart 7, government to roll out new mental health strategy, academics call for inquiry into Cambridge leadership and much more. It's Friday 7th of August, it's Water Balloon Day, and happy birthday Charlize Theron.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
New Prime Minister Andy Burnham may be on holidays after only 2 weeks in the role, but Downing Street says he's still in contact and is even holding meetings while he takes a break with his family. That might not go down too well with the Burnhams, but the new government has kept up the pace of announcements and new policies this week. Thursday saw new Health Secretary Yvette Cooper announce a significant change in the government's approach to mental health, with a new network of 200 NHS walk-in centres, which are intended to be available by 2029.
This is a fundamental redesign of the way we deliver mental health services, the biggest for a generation, because we know that we've got increasing challenges around mental health and also huge long waiting lists, people not getting the support they need.
Meanwhile, new Foreign Secretary Ed Miliband has been on the road meeting with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Washington as the US waits for negotiations between Iran and Oman to conclude, which could see the Strait of Hormuz reopen. Ed was keen to pledge support for whatever it takes to get the Middle East crisis to a conclusion.
Well, the number one priority for this government is to tackle the cost of living crisis that people are facing. And my job as Foreign Secretary, most immediately, is to work with our closest ally, the United States, on getting a ceasefire in relation to the Iran war.
The University of Cambridge was accused of unleashing grotesque racism on Thursday by its own academics, who are calling for an independent inquiry into the appointment of Jason Arday as Professor of Sociology of Education in 2023. He was only 37 years of age at the time, which is quite young for such a senior position, and his volume of research and publications were described as disappointing by one academic on Thursday. Arday has stepped down after accusations of plagiarism, but his autobiography is due to be published next week. Kehinde Andrews, a former professor of Black Studies at Birmingham City University, rejected the proposition that Professor Arday was treated as some kind of black mascot by Cambridge.
The universities are not looking for black mascots. Universities are not trying to give us a leg up into these places. Cambridge is one of the most notorious institutions for it being difficult. The idea that somehow Jason Arday is this thing that Cambridge can use as a mascot, A, deeply patronising, D, that's frankly a racist idea, and C, just not true.
Green Party leader Zach Polanski was calling for a proper process to get to the bottom of the accusations.
I think the whole affair sounds pretty sad. Again, I think it would be good actually if the investigation still was carried out, because I think it would be good to know the truth. But ultimately, I think these things should be about fair process and transparency rather than trial by media.
We live in a strange political world at the moment where Andy Burnham can be parachuted into Downing Street in a matter of weeks, and yet Nigel Farage is facing off against a man dressed as a bin in Clacton. We'll find out next week just how embarrassing that might be for Nigel, with 7 days to go until the results are counted. Tory leader Kemi Badenoch was on the attack on Thursday, perhaps in part to distract from the coverage of her own decision to appoint a former neo-Nazi as an advisor to her Culture and Integration Commission. Reform were in her sights as she accused them of being woke, although that term seems to have shifted its meaning over time.
Reform are a woke party, but when I talk about woke, I talk about people who, it's all grievance, it's victim narratives, it's all moaning and whinging and not proper solutions.
The clock is ticking down until the US midterm elections, which will see control of the House and potentially the Senate up for grabs. Democrats are ahead on what's known as the generic ballot, but they are struggling internally in a battle between the progressive and traditional wings of the party. It's a terrible time for a crisis, with Donald Trump's poll ratings at an all-time low and Americans growing increasingly frustrated over the price of fuel and the cost of living. Republicans have struggled to defend Donald Trump's approach to the Iran war, but House Speaker Mike Johnson seems to have decided to ignore it entirely.
2025 is like setting the table. So 2026 will be the feast and the banquet in the economy for hardworking Americans. And we did that in our legislation. We put the conditions in place. And the first quarter, the economy was beginning to take off like a rocket. And then we got into this skirmish with Iran.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, we meet a 97-year-old daredevil and a heated rivalry star turns action hero. Right after this. Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of the Smart 7 in association with Metro is supported by our friends at IG. Now, if you're someone who juggles money across multiple accounts, an ISA here, a GIA there, maybe a trading account you set up on the side, you'll know how frustrating managing it all can feel. Well, IG's just launched a brand new app that fixes exactly that. With IG's unified wallet, you can fund across all your accounts from one place, see your total portfolio at a glance, and move between investing, trading, and more, all without the hassle of logging into multiple accounts. One app, every product. And on top of that, IG charges no annual fees and zero commission on stock, shares and ETFs, so more of your money stays invested rather than being chipped away at by the platform that's supposed to be helping it grow. IG's the investment platform that backs you. Download the app and get started. IG Trade. Invest. Progress. Your capital's at risk. Other fees may apply.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas makes socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation. You chose style. Bombas has styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
Welcome back. Eve Muirhead is an Olympic champion and former gold medal winning captain of Team GB's women's curling team. But she retired after the 2022 Winter Olympics and was the chef de mission for this year's Games in Italy, where Team GB's women's curling team didn't make it as far as the semi-finals. So, after a bit of a think, she's decided she's coming back to curling, as she told BBC Breakfast on Wednesday, and she has her eyes on more gold.
I've relocated, I wrote a book, started a curling academy, all which have been amazing, but I guess that kind of competitive side of me is still there, and I guess it's probably back bigger than it's ever been.
There aren't too many 97-year-olds in the Guinness Book of Records, at least not for the kind of death-defying stunt just completed by Betty Bromage. She's a pensioner from Cheltenham, but over the last 10 years she's completed 6 wing walks. If you're wondering what a wing walk is, it's where you get strapped to the top of a biplane and flown upside down, and Betty is the oldest female to do it. She also broke her own record from 4 years ago, and it's all in the name of charity, as she explained to Good Morning Britain.
It's something different to do, and you do good for other people. You can do it for different charities. There's so many charities needed these days, and so to do mine, I enjoy it very much.
If you're a fan of the steamy ice hockey drama Heated Rivalry, then there's good news. Connor Story, who stars as Russian player Ilya Rozanov, has made the most of the gap between Season 1 and Season 2 and is starring in a new movie called April X. He plays a twin called Bax, whose sister April disappears in a futuristic dystopian city and he has to track her down. It's got gritty vibes, plenty of action, and the search takes him into some dark places. It's due to hit cinemas in September.
My sister's missing. I know it's my fault. Something isn't right. Where is she? April had something special. I keep seeing her everywhere. I'm losing my mind.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world. Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 in association with Metro is supported by our friends at IG. Now, if you're someone who juggles money across multiple accounts, an ISA here, a GIA there, maybe a trading account you set up on the side, you'll know how frustrating managing it all can feel. Well, IG's just launched a brand new app that fixes exactly that. With IG's unified wallet, you can fund across all your accounts from one place, see your total portfolio at a glance, and move between investing, trading, and more, all without the hassle of logging into multiple accounts. One app, every product. And on top of that, IG charges no annual fees and zero commission on stock, shares and ETFs, so more of your money stays invested rather than being chipped away at by the platform that's supposed to be helping it grow. IG's the investment platform that backs you. Download the app and get started. IG Trade. Invest. Progress. Your capital's at risk. Other fees may apply.
Your team just added its 67th AI tool, and also your 67th security blind spot. The good news? The Vanta agent works like a GRC engineer in the background, finding every app your team uses, scoring the risk, and drafting fixes for you. Vanta is the platform used by over 16,000 fast-moving companies like Ramp, Cursor, and Harvey, who are shaping the future with AI and staying ahead of AI risk. Get started at Vanta.com.